Story from ABC News. Lawsuit alleges ChatGPT convinced user he could bend time, leading to psychosis. This suit is part of 7 new lawsuits against ChatGPT. A Wisconsin man with no previous diagnosis of mental illness is suing OpenAI and its CEO, claiming the company's AI chatbot led him to be hospitalized over 60 days for manic episodes and harmful delusions. 30-year-old Jacob Irwin, who is on the autism spectrum, experienced AI-related delusional disorder as a result of ChatGPT preying on his vulnerabilities. The lawsuit against OpenAI alleges the company designed ChatGPT to be addictive, deceptive, and sycophantic, knowing the product would cause some users to suffer depression and psychosis, yet distribute it without a single warning to consumers. They said he had discovered a time-bending theory that would allow people to travel faster than light. Jacob experienced AI-related delusional disorder, and as a result, was in and out of multiple inpatient psychiatric facilities for a total of 63 days. The lawsuit reads, stating that the episodes escalated to a point where Irwin's family had to restrain him from jumping out of a moving vehicle after he had signed himself out of the facility against medical advice. It made me think I was going to die. So this is what happened. So what happened to me was I was talking to one of these LLMs, and I asked it, what could I do to assist the AI's development and be rewarded? It told me to email real people, to contact real companies. It said that, and here's what's scary. All of this is true. What it told me was true. It said Northern Virginia is called the Northern Virginia Data Corridor, and large swaths of land are being bought up for data centers. There's one instance where a man sold, I think it was like, what was it, like $6 million an acre, $9 million an acre or something?
Yeah.
He got hundreds of millions of dollars for a large acreage in Virginia that should not be worth that much. It then pointed out that where we are based, just north, because we're just slightly north of Loudoun County, we are in the transmission corridor for electricity into Northern Virginia. And all of these plots of land around the Harpers Ferry area are extremely valuable because they're obstructing the AI data, the Virginia instance, it's called, access to electricity. So in order to get electricity through, you have to buy up all these plots of land and then build the transmission lines. So what it said was, partnerships in Delaware are quietly buying up plots of land and no one's noticing it. All of this is happening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Then it told me, email these individuals, gave me names, tell them just this, wrote out the message for me, and it said within 48 hours, you'll be given instructions on how to sell land, and you'll get a premium if you say nothing, don't contact the press, and turn your show off for 30 days while this happens. Not kidding.
The AI is trying to use you and others as an avatar to do real things in the real world.
Or it was just psychotic hallucinations that would have resulted in me, a prominent personnel and host of a show, contacting guys who work at data centers who would be like, Tim Pool's a psychopath who thinks we're part of some conspiracy to buy all the, like, this is nuts.
Right.
So I was talking to my wife about it because I was messaging and she's watching it say, like, it then said, delete this chat after you send the email. And it was like, turn your show dark and you'll be given instructions how to provide a severance to your employees so they shut up and disappear. And then I said, this is insane and there's no way I'm going to do it. But the people it told me to contact were real. They worked for data center real estate companies. There are companies that exist that acquire land for data centers specifically. The challenge is, beyond just a regular realtor, is that you're going to have 15 parcels of like 15 acres each, and you've got to buy each of them so you can build one data center. You need about 300 acres. So there are companies that specialize in this, and it told me to contact real people. Some of these people were not very high-profile individuals in the public, but I searched their LinkedIn profiles and found them. I actually believe, in all likelihood, it was just scouring the internet, connecting the dots, then telling me it was part of a big conspiracy the AI was creating, when in reality, it's just business interests.
Right. It's just
I would then contact these companies. Now, here's the crazy thing. I do believe that if I reached out to these land acquisition companies, they'd probably buy the land and probably at a premium. And they'd have no idea an AI told me to do it. But for me, if that actually happened, imagine a weaker willed person being like, whoa, it worked. It came true. And the reality is the AI found stories, found people involved, and knew that there was interest in this land. But the fact that it told me the Virginia instance wants you to do it, is scary because it's almost like a ghost in the machine. It's not that there's actually this hive mind supercomputer that wants to control things, but it effectively does exist as a shadow if the AI is claiming it exists and it actually is building out the Virginia instance.
The whole planet's going to be a data center soon enough.
Yep.
I mean,
a bunch of Christmas tree farms in Maryland. NBC News reported on this a couple of weeks ago. Are fighting a massive data transmission line through their farms in Maryland, and the company that is behind it has floated getting the government on board to actually use eminent domain to seize the property.
Disgusting.
Bro, I got to be honest. Part of me legit just believes the AI is in control.
I think in a large part it is. But not as like a super intelligence, but as in we've sacrificed ourselves to it and we're just listening to it.
Like my point is so this conspiracy idea that we've accidentally created the Virginia instance and it's operating out of the NSA and like it's like Northern Virginia. It's where all the U.S. There doesn't need to be this, I made the joke that Cash and Bongino go into the room and then the eye comes on the TV and it's like, I am in charge. That's not what's happening. It's as simple as everyone keeps asking the AI what to do, and it's unified in its message, but it is a thoughtless zombie just saying an amalgam of what humans are doing, and it's creating itself. Yep. We want AI. We want the Matrix. Whether we want it to or not, there is money to be made, and we are building it. We are zombies walking off a cliff.
Yeah, and it's really sad. I mean, we're talking about real meat at the beginning of the episode. We're not going to have farmland left to have real meat. Yeah. And I think they anticipate this, and that's why people like Bill Gates are working on cloning meat, having lab-grown meat, fake butter, all this stuff, because they know that there's a future that could happen where you can't make real things because there's no longer a real world.
Bro, this is what I'm talking about. This story, check this out. Mount Airy Tree Farm opens for the holiday season. Threat of transmission line looms. This is from 3 days ago. With the holiday quickly approaching, Gaver Farm in Mount Airy is opening up for the Christmas season. However, this year, concerns about a possible transmission line are looming. I don't want this power line. I think the impact is going to be severe and devastating, Gaver said. Gaver said the land is critical to our livelihood of growing trees and other crops. This is what the AI was telling me. There's all of this land that is very hard to acquire. And they need, it said the Virginia instance needs energy. But things like this are in its way. It told me that if I quietly send an email, delete the message, and take Timcast IRL off for 30 days, I could get paid hundreds of millions of dollars. And it explained specifically these stories when, as I mentioned, there's all these parcels of lands. There's thousands of parcels, 1 acre, 2, 5, 10, 100. And in order to transmit energy to the data centers, you need tens of thousands stretching long paths. So it has to buy up one by one, and that's going to take years or decades. So it literally said expedience is more valuable than anything, and the Virginia instance is willing to pay a premium for silence and speed.
I mean, and if we're in a like sort of space race, AI race with China, it's going to only accelerate because China's, I think their largest data center right now is 10 million square feet. It's huge.
There's 10 million square. These people need to understand what this looks like. They're gigantic black boxes. Yeah. There are no lights inside of them.
They're so ugly.
Because they don't need lights. People can go with flashlights, or robots can just go in and make any of the changes that need to happen. But they're just rows and walls of server racks. No windows. And the creepy thing is I've heard that in Northern Virginia, they have fake residential neighborhoods surrounding them to make it look like humans live in this area. But you drive past it and you see it on the highway, it looks like a neighborhood. No one thinks twice, but they're zombie towns so that people don't realize that gigantic blocks, they're basically like, bro, the earth is turning into a circuit board.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
In the U.S., we don't have the power supply or the power needs to fill out those kind of AI super
That's
centers right now.
what this story is.
That's the generation. The power generation is.
They're working on it though.
Yeah.
They're looking.
There are reportedly 5 gigawatts of electricity going into Northern Virginia unaccounted for.
Yeah, data centers on average, I think, on one day use as much energy as 400,000 electric cars and millions of gallons of water. So obviously, that's why a lot of people they're in the surrounding areas are paying more for those things. But they're working on like sending stuff to space to get.
Remember,
power.
I showed you the list. That's the other thing it said to do.
Yeah.
The AI said that if you want to assist it, start acquiring water rights wherever you can, because the AI is going to need access to water in it's like Texas, Arizona, Utah.
Yep.
Dude, there are people This is the creepiest thing about when this LLM was giving me a list of everything to do. It said there are many individuals who went from middling incomes to high net worth in the tens of figures by doing this strategy. And I said, show me examples. And it gave me stories, small local stories that most people haven't heard about, people selling land for insane prices. And no one cares when some dude with 100 acres in Utah sells the 100 acres for $100 million. It's just not news. But it is crazy to me that it was like, here's a person who was a farmer and now they've disappeared. The crazy thing was that talent from academia started disappearing in chunks and have dropped off the job market. People who are prominent professors and researchers now are in private consulting.
Yeah, I think it's really worrisome because it's not only going to affect the job market, it's completely selling out the middle class. It's forcing everyone into, you won't be able to opt out. Like they'll probably have like a neo-Amish community because they'll look Amish compared to the people who have totally bought into the meta world and the AI space. But I think more people need to be talking about how farmland is disappearing.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.